you're a young prince. Finally at the altar with a beautiful bride in the heart of the Vatican, the Pope himself blesses your union. Cardinals line the walls, incense hangs heavy in the air. But as the feast begins, naked women burst in, crawling on all fours for scattered chestnuts amid holy and that's not the end. The Pope orders you to consummate the marriage not once, not twice, but 3 times. Right there, in front of everyone, doors wide open, no escape. This wasn't some fever dream. It happened on one twisted wedding night in 1501, and it broke souls forever. Stick around because the real question isn't what they did, it's why no one stopped it. Let's step back. Rome, late 1501. The city buzzes with power plays. At the top sits Pope Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borgia, a Spaniard who bought the papacy with bribes and promises. He's not your Sunday school holy father. This guy's got mistresses, illegitimate kids, and a habit of poisoning rivals. His son Cesare, a warlord in fancy armor, mowing down Italian city-states like weeds. Together, they're building an empire, using the church as their personal ATM. Enter Lucrezia Borgia, their golden pawn. She's 22, stunning, with golden hair, and a reputation that's half myth, half smear campaign. Europe calls her a femme fatale, poisoner, seductress, black widow. But dig deeper, and you see a woman shuttled through marriages like a chess piece. Her first hubby, a teenage noble and old, when dad needed better alliances. Second, Alfonso of Aragon, a guy she actually fell for. Cesare had him garroted in a Vatican stairwell because he got in the way of wars. Suspicious? Yeah, her fault. Not even close. Lucrezia's just collateral in the Borgia grind for dominance. Now, the third marriage. Target Alfonso d'Este, heir to Ferrara, a rich, independent duchy in northern Italy. Why Ferrara? The Borgias need cash and prestige to fund Cesare's conquests. Alfonso's dad, Duke Ercole, smells the trap. The guy's no fool. Borgia weddings have a body count. He stalls, sends excuses, even fakes illnesses. But Alexander threatens armies at the gates. Excommunication, total ruin. Ercole caves. Alfonso rides south, gut twisting, into the lion's den. Alfonso arrives in June 1501, greeted like a trophy. Parades, banquets, fake smiles, but the subtext screams, "You're ours now." Cesare shadows him on hunts, casually slaughtering deer with shots that feel aimed at Alfonso's pride. Alexander cracks dark jokes about short-lived sons-in-law. Guards watch his every door. It's psychological warfare, softening him up. Meanwhile, Lucrezia preps in her apartments, confiding to maids about nightmares. She senses the storm but can't bolt family loyalty, or else. Johann Burchard, the Vatican's top protocol guy, smells rot too. This Swiss diarist has logged years of Borgia sleaze, simony, orgies, assassinations. But wedding prep feels off. Whispers of entertainers smuggled via secret tunnels. Courtesans, high-class ones, not streetwalkers pulled from Roman salons, dressed fancy, then coached for something vile. Burchard dips his quill, stomach churning. He knows this diary might be his suicide note. The wedding hits December 1st, 1501. St. Peter's bells peal. Crowds crush Vatican gates. For a peek at the poisoned bride, Lucrezia glides in, silk gown shimmering, pearls woven into braids, picture-perfect eyes hollow. Ceremonies in a private chapel. Alexander presiding like it's his victory lap. Cardinals fidget in red robes, sweating under gold ceilings. Vows exchanged, rings on. Feast shifts to Borgia apartments, Pinturicchio frescoes of saints glaring down. Tables groan, peacock, venison, rivers of wine. Music lilts, toasts flow. Alfonso and Lucrezia at center, trapped birds. Tension simmers. Alexander gets sloshed, jolly Cesare nods. Boom, doors lock. Guards block, exits. Side panels slide open. 50 courtesans glide in. Velvet-clad jewels flashing. Silence drops like a blade. Alexander beams. The real fun starts now. They strip layer by layer hits marble. Naked, terrified, in the Pope's throne room. Cardinals cross themselves. Some bolt for door swords glint. No dice. Alfonso freezes, jaw locked. Lucrezia grips her goblet. Knuckles white. Silent sobs. It gets worse. Servants dump chestnut baskets. Nuts scatter like dice. Alexander's genius, twist. Crawl for them. Ladies, most collected wins, gold, silks, PayPal, trinkets. 50 women drop 2 hands and knees. Scrambling under tables, between bishops' legs, butts up, grabbing nuts. Laughter erupts from Borgias. Some clergy chuckle nervously, drunk. Others pray, heads down. Burchard writes later, "I scarce find words. Frescoes of heaven mock the floor show. This is the Vatican. Folks, ground zero for faith-turned-barnyard circus. Midnight tolls. Chestnuts swept. Courtesans huddled. Prizes clutched. Room reeks of wine, sweat, shame. Alexander stands, voice steel. Time to seal the marriage. Not private, not once. 3 times. Publicly witnesses verify each consummation to nix annulments. Ironclad alliance. Cesare's eyes widen, even he's shocked. Alfonso pales, stands shaky. He's Ferrara nobility, honor-bound, but swords everywhere. He glances at Lucrezia rockin'. Compliant, soul fled. They shuffle to a side room. Diplomatic parlor rigged as bridal bed. Doors yawning open, guests crane necks. Burchard notes positions, courtesans avert eyes. First round, mechanical, under stares, whispers, gasps. Second, Don hints at windows. Lucrezia, numb, body present, mind gone. Alfonso crumbles inside. Third, Cesare oversees like a drill sergeant. Alexander toasts. Thrice bound, eternal room exhales. Dawn breaks. Sunup reveals wreckage. Crushed nuts ground in, courtesans curled fetal, cardinals ghosts in scarlet. Lucrezia stares at ceiling. Vacant. Alfonso weeps into hands. No words. They ship out soon for Arabound. Marriage intact but poisoned. That diary. Burchard's not the only source. Venetian diplomats filed reports calling it beyond Caligula, but lesser known. Alfonso's Ferrara court leaked sketches anonymous, smudged of crawling women, circulated as propaganda, destroyed later, but copies fueled anti-Borgia pamphlets. Lucrezia angle. She wasn't passive. Post Ferrara, she flipped script, patron saint to artists, builders, even poisons her own meds. Nah, modern forensics say her victims died of standard Renaissance toxins, not her hand. Cesare syphilis-riddled, plotting coups till French troops gutted him in 1507. Alexander drops dead at 72. Mid-feast rumor, his own poisoned wine meant for a rival. Unanswered. Why 3 times? Beyond politics, psychology, Borgias craved total submission. Public sex as dominance ritual, echoing ancient Roman excesses they idolized. Or deeper taboo. Incest whispers dogged the family. Alexander bedded Lucrezia. No proof, but Burchard hints familiarities. Freudian nightmare. Theories swirl. Was it improv, drunk fest, or scripted humiliation to cow Ferrara? Alfonso lived to 58, sired kids, but never laughed again. Chroniclers note his eternal melancholy. Lucrezia, Ferrara queen, bore 7 kids, died at 39 in childbirth. Last words, I go to God. Freedom, word rocketed. Taverns buzzed, courts gasped. A turbocharged Reformation. Luther nailed his theses 6 years later, citing Borgia abominations as Antichrist proof. Vatican scrubbed records, but Burchard's diary survived, published 1693, still debated authenticity. This night, not just scandal, its power's abyss. Sacred halls as torture chambers. Silence of the holy as complicity. When giants fall, they drag innocence down. Today, Vatican tours gloss at Borgia rooms, opulent history, but stare at those frescoes, feel the chill. What if it happens again? Power, unchecked. If this gripped you, drop thrice. Witnessed below, where are you watching from? Hit like. Subscribe for more shadows history hides. Sleep tight. The past doesn't forget.